Hey everyone, and welcome to the Millionaire's Lounge. What?
No,
it's because I can hear myself.
The echo's weird.
Welcome to the Millionaire's Lounge. I'm Ralph.
Okay.
And here are your hosts for today's show, Millie and Glitter!
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Millionaire's Lounge. I'm Glitter.
And I'm Millie. And with us we have two guests. Our first guests, Nick and Amanda from the Cog Pod.
Woo!
Hello.
Hey guys.
Your first guests on our podcast. How do you feel about that?
We feel spatial.
Oh, I'm pretty excited. No heavy lifting this week.
I feel like it was only fair. We were the first podcast that you were, or your podcast was the first podcast we were on. So it was only fair to offer that to you.
Yeah.
It's our divine right.
So I know at least we've had an interesting week. How about you guys? Have you had anything interesting happen this week?
Nick, we fucked our podcast.
Yeah, we kind of messed ours up. But besides that, I was like driving to go out of town. I was supposed to be out of town this weekend, like I told you guys. And then I stopped in Waco to have lunch and some dude hit my car.
How badly damaged was it?
So it's like the back quarter panel and the tire will have to be replaced.
Yeah, I saw you, we started making noise on Twitter about that.
We don't want to call him out on the podcast, but, you know, we'll just say when you're in Waco, Texas, just be careful where you park.
Can I say that I've only heard two things about Waco and they're both negative now?
What was the other one?
The big compound shoot-off, Waco, Texas thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Welcome to Waco, Texas, where you shouldn't drive and we're all crazy gun fanatics.
That's right.
Yeah. So what about you, Nick? Anything interesting?
No, not really. I had a pretty uneventful week. This is probably my most exciting moment.
Oh, yeah. +1 for excitement.
That's right.
We made an impromptu road trip to go meet a friend.
Oh, where'd you go?
I heard you talking about that.
Yes, so we had 2 days notice, and we went to the city.
The city being Halifax.
Yes. Which was actually my second time driving in the city.
Oh.
Now, did any of your cars break down this time?
No, actually, this car has been pretty reliable. I keep joking that it's earning its Honda Civic badge of reliability.
Good.
So, yeah, we were going to meet our friend Tara, who is from Ottawa, but she was in Moncton helping out family. So she decided to take a day to scoot over to Halifax, and we met her there and hung out for the day.
Do you guys realize how far that is from Moncton to Halifax?
It's about 3 hours for her as well.
Really? I thought it was much longer.
No, it was about... Actually, she had a slightly shorter trip than we did.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It just seems longer because New Brunswick's so fucking boring.
Hashtag New Brunswick love. So I guess that kind of segues me into my first point that I wanted to bring up with you guys. So we did that. We went to meet a friend that we had never met prior online. Have you guys ever had an experience like that where you've met someone online and then, made a road trip to meet them in person for the first time?
Nick?
Not a road trip, but I've met tons of people from online. I sort of make them do all the work, though, so...
You
make them come to you?
Yeah.
I mean,
although
technically we were ones that Nick met online.
Yeah, and
That's
I did
true.
go to where they were, but it was sort of a coincidence kind of thing.
You guys live in the same town. That doesn't count.
We're a town full of people who spend all our time avoiding other people. So if you understand that, you'll know what Yarmouth's like.
I would come to Canada to see you if I had a passport.
That's our problem right now.
Get working on the passport.
I know. I need to.
It's not difficult. It's just time consuming. That's all.
Yeah.
It's expensive
We have to get
now.
hours.
They raise the price of it here in the States.
What's it cost?
Last time I did it was a long time ago. It was probably 2004 and it was $60, but now I think it's $150, which is a lot more. It's double.
Yeah, here it's
the price
expensive
at least.
too.
It's to pay for all the extra security measures they put in.
Whatever, I guess. How many people have come to visit you, Nick? How many people have you forced to come to Canada to see you?
Well, I don't force them. I'm like Satan. I just inspire people. I think 4, although I did meet one when I was somewhere else that I made them come from where they are to meet me there.
Wow.
So I guess that's 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's a good round number.
No one ever heard from them again.
They didn't like you? They never talked to you again?
No one ever heard from them again.
Oh.
What did you do?
I can't tell you about that.
You're turning into Groom. You're going to start keeping bodies in the freaking basement. So I've met, let's see, we went to San Antonio, Texas, and met Czar, if you guys know him from our chat room. He's in there sometimes.
I think I've seen him there.
Not super often. And then we went to Kansas City and we met Reed and his wife. And then Loch Neff Monsters in chat and his wife. And then I already had met Tim, but I met his wife too. So like 7.
We're slacking.
Yeah, we're slacking. This was our first instance of that.
But that's cool. Is Natar in our chat room too, or she's not?
Yeah, she is.
She is. Okay.
Yeah, so that was the first time we had done that. We're hoping to do that, like we mentioned before, next year for RPG Limit Break, which would be a lot more of our online friends.
Yeah, what city was that
Can
in?
you tell us more about that?
So RPG Limit Break is a speedrunning convention that goes on in May to benefit NAMI, the National Awareness for Mental Illness, or something like that. I can't remember the actual acronym.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that.
A group of our friends went last May, and they had a blast, so we're jealous now. We want to go this May.
Pretty much.
Where's it going to be at?
It's in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, there's nothing there. Okay.
But yeah, that's
Mormons.
That's the general consensus, is there's nothing in Utah.
Man.
You're going to end up in weird marriages. I can see it now.
We're going to be married to like 6 women and 2 goats.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe we can come up there and like go with you guys if we're not moving. That would be really cool to come up there for that.
How far is Utah from Texas?
Oh God, quite a ways. We'd probably have to fly. Driving would probably take a long time because it takes like 8 hours to even get out of Texas. It's ridiculous.
Holy shit.
So
It's
basically,
large.
once you get into Texas, you're stuck.
I actually wouldn't mind going there, though.
Well, if you ever want to visit Austin.
Scorpions, though.
Yeah, that's one of the places that's like, I want to go visit.
See, I want to go to Austin for Rooster Teeth purposes.
Amanda won't take you
No,
there.
I
She
won't.
hates them.
I don't know. I've become a decent navigator over the last 2 months with trips to Halifax.
Yeah.
You're just going to taco stands.
Yeah, I'll take you to eat like tacos and get some margaritas, but you got to find Rooster Teeth on your
Oh,
own.
haunted houses she'd
Yeah,
take you
definitely.
to.
We could go to haunted houses.
I would love
We
to
got-
go to the oddity store.
That sounds like a weird tour of Texas. Taco stands, haunted houses, and margaritas.
Heck yeah.
Sounds fucking awesome to
That's
me, to be
amazing.
honest.
We went ahead and we drafted up some questions that we thought that our viewers would like to know about you guys, since
Okay.
not all of our viewers are familiar with you guys in general, your podcast. So I've got a list of
Well,
questions
what
here.
the hell?
We're going to go through that and just answer them the best you can.
Got it.
So the first question that we came up with is, can you give us the origin of your guys' nicknames, or how you came up with your nicknames? So for the people who don't know, Amanda's is Aterdoked8, and Nick's is Maneki Neko.
Yours sounds
You
Hawaiian,
wanna go
Nick, but
first?
that's not at all accurate. So mine, okay, I started playing online games with nerds a couple of years ago, and they started with like Final Fantasy, and they were like, whatever name you pick, you're going to be stuck with it, so make sure you like it. And I was like, no, I can change it later, whatever, which is definitely not true. Once you pick one, you're stuck with it. So I was like just Googling and trying to figure out, because I have red hair, and I'm like, okay, something with fire or whatever. And I thought I had Googled Daughter of Fire in Gaelic was Otterdokt, but it turns out that Daughter of Fire is, what did you say it was, Nick? Persian?
I think it was Persian.
Persian is Otterdokt. And then 8, just because my favorite number is 8, so.
So it's Persian for Daughter of Fire.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, that's admittedly more.
That's pretty cool.
More interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, good. A lot of people just call me Turd because that's like the part you can pronounce and the rest of it you can't.
See, I kind of figured that the turd portion of it was going to have more
No,
significance.
there's no story behind the fact that just nobody can pronounce it.
So it was unintentional turd.
Yeah, unintentional turd.
A shitty
Oh,
coincidence.
Nick.
Ah,
I'm gonna create
sorry.
a pun counter. Ding!
Yeah, there's one. All right, Nick,
So, Nick,
what about your name?
Yeah, what about yours?
Mine's really uninteresting. Have you ever been to a restaurant and you've seen those golden cats with one hand up?
Yes.
They're beckoning cats, and Maneki Neko is beckoning cat in Japanese. So I collect them, and that's my name.
They're like good luck, right? Supposedly?
Yep, different ones mean different things, but they're all good things.
Oh, okay.
Generally, the ones in restaurants are considered to be good fortune.
Yeah, exactly.
So you say you collect them. How many of them do you have?
I have 4, so I'm not very good at collecting them. But,
do you have a particular favorite?
Not really. They're all my babies. I like them all the same.
So skulls and beckoning cats. Those are some interesting collections.
Yeah, anything horror related also. So
Yeah. I feel like a sugar skull beckoning cat might be like
And just for
his
future reference,
his holy grail.
for future reference, Nick is going to be on our Halloween podcast.
Are
Yes,
you?
She's promised it now, so it has to happen.
yeah. As long as it's 2 things, as long as it doesn't conflict with ours, and as long as it's not on
We
Halloween.
will accommodate your schedule.
I will not.
Yeah, because I'm a goddamn star.
Nick.
So I guess moving on from that, I kind of know how everything came together, but how did you two personally meet?
Oh, I can handle that. I was stalking her online until I realized that she had a big, strong husband, and then I was like, "Well, fuck that. Let's do a podcast instead."
It's funny, but he's not actually kidding. So he found me on Instagram and followed me and talked to me for a bit, and then we found out that we both really liked horror stuff, and so we just became friends talking about horror stuff, and then made a podcast.
Yeah, the stalking part's not really
he wasn't
true.
Stalking me,
You
he just
know.
followed me.
Yeah, although Luke is big and scary, so if that were the case, then I would have gave up right there. So
He doesn't call it stalking. He likes to call it foreplay.
No, he's just shadowing from a healthy distance. It's not exactly stalking.
that's right.
Wa-
Totally legal. Totally
Watching
legal.
from a distance with binoculars through a window. So you kind of touched on it there about the joking about let's do a podcast instead. So what actually inspired you guys to start your podcast? We were asked that last week, so I feel like it's a good question to pass along.
Well, for me, it was from hearing the Yogscast do their podcast. So they started out doing a Yog pod, which was Simon and Lewis from the Yogscast. And then Simon kind of like trailed off and stopped doing it. And so Lewis then started doing a separate podcast of theirs with Pyrian Flax and Sips. It's called the Triforce. And so just listening to their podcast, I was like, I could do that. And then that was about it.
I guess for me, Amanda, you had done something that was like Twitch and chill where you just invited people go in voice chat and you were playing video games. And I went in, and after I listened to it afterwards, because they had recorded or someone had, it was really fun and flowed really nicely. So I said, we should really just do a podcast just like this. So
what
that was
you're
my
saying
inspiration.
is it was all Nick's fault.
Yes.
Well, no, not really, but I would like to say that, but we all just
it was kind of
decided
serendipitous.
simultaneously
It just kind of all happened and
that
fell
it was a
into
good
place.
idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's about as a good a result as you can get out of something like that. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, we all decided once we want to do it.
It's kind of the same reason we did ours.
Except for Grimm. He got
it
forced
was
into it.
pretty
He
much
got
like that.
voluntold. We were like, you're doing this. He's like, I don't want to. And we're like, well, I don't care. You're doing it anyway.
Yeah, you have to have Grim. Like, he's our key to success, really. So
I feel like Grim does need that little shove to do things sometimes.
Yeah, he doesn't get a choice.
That's good. I can be the same way.
all right, people can't see us shaking our heads, so let's move on.
I guess with the podcast in mind and the fact that you guys do Session 8, which is where you watch movies of people, do you have any other plans or any other future ventures that you guys are looking into that you're willing to discuss at least?
Nick?
Well, I'm perpetually working on a video game, so eventually that'll be that. I want to do a podcast drama with these guys, but
I said I would. You just have to write or help me write a script, and then I'll voice act it for you.
I know the problem is time, because I really don't want to chop away any
I know,
game
and then we
development
keep
time
saying we're
anymore.
going to do not the podcasts with me playing a game called Little Nightmares, and then we keep saying we're going to do YouTube on Night Terrors, and we never do it. And
No, we do have to do that one for sure.
Okay, so what would you guys say has been your favorite episode of your podcast?
Either as a listener or, I guess, as creator.
I really liked the one, not the one we did this week, but the one last week. So episode 44 was really funny. And I liked the horror one-off that I did just because I got to like be the host of a couple of different kind of games for my guests that were on. So that was fun for me.
You stole some of my answers there. Because I really loved your horror one because I got to just listen instead of hearing it once as we're doing it and then listening after. I like the ones that we do with iMorpheus where we pretend we're in Japan and get that anyone who's listening pretend, because a lot of our listeners didn't understand
they always
that.
think that you really, they always think that you really go over there.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no,
we got like a massive budget just for that, but we can't pay for anything else, so.
You mean you don't go to Japan?
No.
That just crushed my hopes and dreams for
So
that.
we will eventually, but pay us first, so.
Would
Right.
you guys like to know my favorite episode?
Yes.
Yes.
The Canadian Cannibal.
That's right.
We're a little biased.
Well, everybody likes the little one-off, so,
Yeah.
that's like the general podcast is pretty normal, so then, like, the Japanese one is really cool, or like the Canadian one, or the horror one, like the ones that are specialties.
Yeah.
People seem to like those the best.
I think a sub-name for our podcast should have just been One Off the Podcast.
Podcast. Why don't you ask me what my least favorite one was?
Oh, no.
Okay, pray tell. What is your least favorite?
The one we just did, so.
I knew he was going to answer that.
That'd be my same answer.
Oh, I did like the live one that we did where I ate that hot one chip challenge. That was fun too.
Oh, that was good.
I liked our Halloween one that we did live. We need to do the Halloween one needs to be the live one every year. If you guys are only going to let me do one live one, it needs to be once a year on Halloween.
I'm okay with it occasionally.
Okay.
Like I could do it like 6 times a year maybe. That would be my max.
So like once every 2 months.
But Halloween for sure, because I'm going to get a costume.
Okay.
I cannot wait for Halloween.
Me
I know,
either.
I'm so excited.
I have already started buying Halloween candy.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Like, legit.
Yeah, they just started putting it out here too, and I was like, damn, it's early?
She's trying to give up full-size chocolate bars and stuff this year. She wants to be that person.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
So, like,
that's the house everybody likes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Last year, I think I spent like $300 on Halloween candy.
Wow.
And this year I plan on going bigger.
So do you guys get a lot of trick-or-treaters then?
I think we had like 70 last year.
Typically where they are, it's out of the way and up a large hill, so they don't normally. But they've been, the last couple of years, putting out like big lawn displays and giving out lavish treats. So they've kind of lured people there. So it's kind of as a result of her work that road is now getting trick-or-treaters.
But we go to my mom's house.
Oh,
Because
okay.
we live in an apartment.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We live in an apartment too, so we don't ever get any because kids don't go to apartments.
They
Yeah.
don't? Oh.
Well, the big thing around here, at least for it, is they go to what's called trunk or treats. And that's where basically a church has a bunch of people go there and put candy in their trunk and open up, and then the kids go around to each trunk and get candy, and then they just do church-themed things.
That pisses me right off.
Me
Why?
too.
That is
What?
against the spirit of Halloween. You're supposed to run around in the dark, breaking things, stealing things, lighting things on fire, and getting candy for your efforts.
True.
Like-
Well, and also, like, the weird thing about it is, don't they always tell you don't take candy from a stranger, like, because they're going to try to lure you into their car with candy, and then you're literally
Right.
teaching your kid to take candy out of a stranger's trunk. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, these would be like strangers that you know that are from your church congregation,
Right,
so
I
they're
guess that's
acceptable strangers.
It drives me nuts.
Difference of
But
opinion,
it's-
Millie.
It's basically in response to all those people who are like finding razor blades or needles and shit in their candy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a safer option.
Yeah. I can see
Disgusting.
that.
I can say I went trick-or-treating for a solid probably 7-8 years, and I didn't find any razor blades or needles or anything like that in any candy I got.
You know
Yeah, we
what? If
never
your
did
candy's
either.
got that in it, it'll toughen you up for when real bad stuff happens.
Build some character.
That's right.
I
The
mean-
thing they do in Texas is like, well, at least where I'm from, you would have everybody goes to the mall, and then every shop passes out candy, so the kids are just parading through the mall getting their candy.
Oh, cute.
So,
Slightly
that was kinda
better.
fun.
Slightly better.
Yeah.
I mean, on your note of toughening you up, I mean, think of all the people who ate Captain Crunch. That stuff toughens the roof of your mouth.
Sure does.
It's pretty crunchy.
So you're now on episode 45.
hmm
So do you have any advice at all about like getting into podcasting or like continuing a podcast?
It was funny at the end of this last episode, Nick was like, we should never give anybody any advice after this episode.
Yeah.
Well, now you're being asked to give people advice directly, so sorry, but not sorry.
I would,
like, being
I
a-
would say, like, have a general idea of what you want to talk about, but don't be super scripted, be off the cuff, just have a conversation.
It was us being on your podcast that, like, led us to start our own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So being on our podcast, you were like, wait a minute, we have good radio voices. We can do this.
That was more like, hey, Nick says we're good at this. Maybe we're actually good at this. That's actually a quote on our website.
Yeah, you guys were very entertaining. I mean, I had a good time. People liked it. So, yeah, it's only natural that you'd break out onto your own, right?
Well, and like you guys do, like, Twitch, so you guys do Twitch and you're kind of used to talking to people, so it makes sense.
The difference there is I'm used to having a chat that replies back. In this case, it's literally just speaking to a microphone and hoping that Glitter says something back that's sort of relevant to me.
I do have a piece of advice, though, that we sort of spawned you guys, so never, ever betray us.
How would they betray us? What does that even mean?
I don't know. I just like saying that. It's fun.
You're crazy.
I know.
I broke a nail.
So if we ever get like bigger or more powerful, just remember you guys. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, or else.
Or else.
Yeah, if you get super big, then just sponsor us. That's all we ask.
Oh, that would be sweet. Yeah.
I appreciate the threats.
I threaten because I care.
It's love threats.
That's right.
So I guess to round out our interview questions for you guys, let's let everyone know where they can find you on social media or otherwise.
So the website is cogpod.net, and then if you go to the About Us page, it has all of our links to like everybody's different Twitter and YouTube pages and all of that. And then if you go to contact us, that's how you send us questions or emails or whatever. And Session 8's on there too. If you want to watch scary movies with us, just go to that part of the page.
And then I'm sure if they're interested from there, they can get into Discord.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Moving on now, we have questions from our viewers. And most of them were directed at us, but I'm going to open them up to you guys as well, because I feel like some of them would give you guys interesting talking points. So the first question we have here is from our friend Couch, and he asks, if you could be any animal that has ever existed, what would it be and why that animal? So to be courteous, I'll give you guys a chance to go first.
I would say any kind of big cat, like a panther or Siberian tiger. And I think Nick at one point told me to include saber-toothed tigers when I list my big cats. So big cat for me.
Okay. And why a big cat?
Because they look pretty and cuddly, but they're super fierce and they can kill you.
That seems like a valid answer. Nick?
Are dinosaurs animals? Are they considered animals? Or
they technically did exist, and I would say that they're part of the reptile family.
I would be I was going to say Tyrannosaurus Rex, but I think I'm going to go with raptor so I can get inside places to get people.
So you actually stole my answer. I was going to say Velociraptor.
Oh, well, we can be like, we can be a Velociraptor gang.
Veloci Brothers.
That's right, Velocibros.
I mean, we'll be modern time. Can we like ride motorcycles?
Yes, totally. We can do that. We've got arms.
Wear leather jackets.
Well, that might be custom ordering. That might get expensive, but we'll see.
I don't think that anything gets expensive when you're a raptor.
Probably not.
So, Glitter?
I've always wanted to be a bird.
What kind of bird?
What kind of bird specifically?
I don't know, just big, pretty bird. Like
an eagle?
A cockatoo?
Owl,
a cockatiel?
A seagull?
I want to be able to, like, fly and go wherever I want to go, but I can also shit on people.
Okay. So you specifically want it for the ability to defecate on people.
You can do that now, really. But
I mean, you could.
You have to have, like, quick release, though, at that point. Because people aren't going to stand there while you try.
Well, if they're sleeping, like if you shared a bed with them, they wouldn't get away.
I see what you're suggesting, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, it's creepy, Nick. It's creepy now.
Hey, I'm just
not okay.
I'm just offering solutions to problems you guys are raising.
I think we figured out why when people come visit you, they don't come back. Because you shit on them in their sleep, Nick.
Either that, or he's just got basement full of captives.
Not anymore.
Let's not go to his house.
I mean, his house is like right there.
Yeah, we were pointing at you.
Oh boy,
he felt that. All right, so our next question:
what is your favorite time of the year? And that's from Sonny.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Absolutely. Fall is the ball.
June 8th specifically.
Why June 8th?
Because that's my birthday.
Oh.
Aw.
But seriously, like, fall, scarves, boots, all the comfy clothes.
Boots. Yes.
Like, sweatpants, sweaters. It's, like,
This girl
not
gets it.
hot outside, but it's not cold.
Just cool enough. You get to wear your hoodie and the scarf and the boots.
Yeah.
You got it.
June 8th, the day I was born, which is clearly the best day ever. On top of that, people give me presents. And then on top of that, furthermore, it's the one day a year that I let myself get completely shit-faced and don't care.
Oh, wow.
The one day a year I get the most shit-faced, though, is Halloween. So,
I don't drink on Halloween.
adult
Yeah,
Halloween is the best.
You're doing the Halloween thing and actually giving candy out to kids.
Well, yeah, but after that, it's the adult
After that, I'm
Halloween.
usually too tired.
All right, so Nick, I know you're a bit of a foodie.
Uh-huh.
So our friend Tara asks, what is your favorite and least favorite meal or food?
Well, my favorite meal is, this should be easy because we've answered this like 4 or 5 times, I think, on our podcast, is probably chili chicken, which is not a chili, by the way. And my least,
Chili chicken.
it is from the Chinese people who live in India are a group of people called the Hakka people, and they make a chili chicken, that is chicken with chilies and that kind of stuff. And that's really good.
Chili's the pepper, not like chili the
Yeah,
the super
yeah, that's
porridge.
always so hard to explain that. And my least favorite is anything pineapple because I'm mildly allergic.
Okay, Amanda?
Favorite, obviously, is Mexican food. Like Tex-Mex, even more so than Mexican food. And then least favorite would be hazelnuts. Like Nutella and hazelnuts.
It's
I know,
surprising
it's
if you never heard it
blasphemy.
before.
I'm so sorry.
Here comes the flack down below. It's on YouTube. Here comes the flack from our
I know.
viewers.
The comments are going to blow up.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this chick?
How does someone hate Nutella? It's like God's food.
I know, I'm
So
sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Pineapple on your pizza? Yes or no?
For me, yes, but Nick, no.
Obviously not.
I'm a no.
I am actually on team pineapple on pizza. I don't care.
Gross.
But if it's with like Canadian bacon, pineapple's good.
Why do you Americans keep forcing that bacon on us? That's not our bacon. We have real bacon.
Maple
It's not
bacon
even
is
Canadian
delicious.
bacon. That's so stupid. It's just really thinly sliced actual ham. It's really dumb that they call it that. I don't get it.
I don't actually like pineapple, but I have like a pineapple collection of stuff.
Weird. That must
I
be
like pineapple.
SpongeBob stuff or something.
My favorite food, despite not being able to cook it, is probably curry chicken.
Oh.
My least favorite, probably onion, because I can't stand it. Ugh.
Onion's okay in small doses, but like it can give me heartburn if it's like white onion and harsh. Oh, a
I'm
lot.
very picky about it.
Yeah.
I can help you
I
with
can
your
see
curry problem. Yeah, are you talking
I
Indian curry?
Yes. I don't actually really don't care. I'll eat
Okay.
any curry.
There's only one secret to curry, and that is even if you get it from a can or a bottle, it will taste just like the restaurant if you do 2 things. One, you cook it slowly over the course of hours instead of what the jar or can says. And the second thing is when you cook the basmati rice, you have to put cloves in it while it's cooking.
Mm.
Okay.
There you go. Bam!
Do you suggest using a rice cooker for the rice?
Oh, yeah.
Does that make it better?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. And basmati rice, you
More
don't
you-
have to wash it either, so.
Cool. I will keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is carbs.
All of the
All of the
curry.
carbs.
Agreed. All the carbs. Mm.
That's something we can all
But
get
I'd
on
probably
board
say,
with.
I'd say Alfredo, like chicken Alfredo. So good.
Luke
I'll
makes
order
a
it
really
anywhere.
good one. If I do come visit you guys in Canada, you're gonna have to take me to get, what were they, the garlic finger
Garlic
things?
fingers.
Yeah. You have to
Yes.
take me to get some of those.
Yes.
Sounds delicious.
Some donaires.
Yes.
They're everywhere, so it wouldn't be much of a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I agree with Millie. I hate onions. I hate peppers. I hate pineapples.
So, I guess I already spoiled it, but next question is from Lazarus. And he asks, you're trapped in a haunted house with killer ghosts. Describe how you would get out, or describe your escape attempts.
That's funny. I see Nick laughing. It's because Ladgers, he sent us the same question for our podcast, so we already have our answers.
Okay.
I just said that I would use because typically a haunted house has got like a big fireplace with like the utensils. We're going supernatural with this. So you take the iron utensils to fight them off, and then you find and salt and burn the bones. That was my answer.
What about the welding part?
I said if there were enough pieces of the fireplace set that I would weld them into a cage to surround me so that the like ghost runs at me, then they just disappear.
Interesting.
What did you say, Nick? I forgot.
I said I am not escaping. I'm joining forces with the ghost. I help him move on, and then I become the ghost.
You can't beat him, join him. Makes sense.
Yeah, and get rid of him, so I'm top ghost.
Now, I feel like my picture of like a haunted house is like a rickety old mansion.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like the best way out is just run straight at the wall.
That's what I was gonna say.
Literally fucking Kool-Aid man it. Oh yeah!
Or throw a chair out the window.
Just run through the door.
Yeah. That would work.
I mean, my alternative answer, since that's what Glitter was gonna say as well, is anyone familiar with the game Luigi's Mansion?
Vaguely.
Mm-hmm. My alternative answer would be to, in similar style to Luigi's Mansion, strap a vacuum cleaner to my back and just go around sucking ghosts up with a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters style, yeah.
It's similar, yeah, I suppose.
So, Zero Wing wants to know, what genre of movies do you both prefer?
Horror.
Horror.
I think it's pretty
Okay,
Yeah.
but get more specific though, Nick. Like, I prefer slashers and paranormal movies. So, be more specific.
Demonic possession ones, I would say, or demonic forces of some kind.
Yeah, we kind of anticipated the horror answer with that one.
Yeah.
I personally not a big horror movie fan. I am, however, a big fan of this movie here, Tommy Wiseau's The Room.
I can't believe you bought it. Oh my god.
You gotta
I got it
support
as a
Tommy.
Christmas gift.
Best girlfriend ever.
Agreed. Now that's about my one go-to horror movie is Tommy Wiseau's The Room. If I had to choose a genre movie that I like, usually I stick with something in the comedy or the Star Wars area.
The Star Wars genre. It's like a food group.
Yes.
Yes.
It's pretty much its own genre, let's be fair.
I'm pretty, typical, comedy and romance.
If you had to pick a favorite romantic comedy, Glitter, what's your favorite?
Oh, God.
Cinderella Story.
Yeah, that's probably, my all-time favorite movie, is The Cinderella Story.
Okay.
Oh.
Have you ever seen The Sweetest Thing? You should watch that. It's a super girly. It's kind of like Dumb and Dumber, but for girls.
You should inbox me that title. I will watch it tonight.
I almost
Send it.
pulled a
Do a
Luke there
podcast
and started
that's
singing. The sweetest thing. Oh.
All right. So our friend Couch wants to know, what is your guilty pleasure song?
So it's funny that Nick starts singing right before that.
Segue.
All right, Nick, go ahead and sing us your guilty pleasure song.
You know it's Taylor Swift.
It is Taylor Swift,
Sing
and
one
it's
for
Shake
KK.
It Off.
Ooh.
Players
Do you
gonna
like
play,
shout?
play, and haters
Oh
gonna
god,
hate.
you really did it.
So,
There you
just
go.
to clarify, after you shower in the morning, do you listen to Shake It Off and then shake off the water from your shower?
Like a dog.
Usually it's like while I'm driving, I'm like bopping down the road, and
So if we ever see you driving and bopping, we can just assume you're listening to Taylor Swift.
yep, and step aside.
Okay.
All right.
Amanda?
In general, typically I listen to a lot of crappy pop music like Britney Spears or Miley Cyrus, but the
Yes!
one that's really stupid so if I'm in a really bad mood and I need to pick me up instantly, I listen to this song called Big Girl that Sips did from the Yogscast. It's a cover of Rich Girl from way back in the 80s.
Okay.
So look that up because it's really funny. Lifts my
I will.
spirits.
I will do that later. Glitter?
I have two,
Oh boy.
so I can't just pick one. The first one is Super Bass by Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Jam that in the car. And the other one is No Scrubs by TLC.
Oh my
So
god,
just
that's amazing. Yes.
I just want to point something out on this. Guilty pleasure is something that you wouldn't like otherwise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But those are my jams.
If it's just songs that you really like. This would be like a song that you're secretly ashamed that you like.
I'll answer for
Like,
Glitter. Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus.
No, I love that song.
Oh,
I
love it too.
If you're gonna do that, her answer is going to be the redux of that, Achy Breaky 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is terrible in every sense
I
of the
love
word
that.
music.
I do love
I think
that.
that's her answer. Mine would be the Boyce Avenue cover of Disturbia by Rihanna.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very good. I would recommend it like 5 out of 5.
Now, before we move on, you guys made me sing my song, so I need to hear a little bit of all of your songs.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
I can do that for you.
All right, go.
Okay, so here's Sip's, a little piece of Sip's big girl song. You're a big girl, and you're eating too much, but your pants don't fit around your waist. You just eat pie, always really hungry. You just eat pie, always really hungry.
Oh, I enjoyed that.
I
I
love
bet
it.
that gets all the women at
Oh
their
my
concerts.
god, it's so funny.
All right, Millie, this is your show. You got to sing for it.
You have to.
No
No.
one wants to hear that.
I do.
Oh, come on.
I do.
I'll save that for you later.
All right.
Ooh.
Dang.
All right.
So we're going to move on. This actually looks like our last question, and it's right down Nick's alley.
All right.
So our friend Natara again asks, how would you hide a body if required? Just asking for a friend.
I ain't ashamed of my kills. I display them.
Oh god.
But if you really press me and I had to hide it, I just like, I don't know. I'd like, man, that's a tough question. I guess
Is
you're
this like a
pigs.
like you think it out, or is this like a on the fly? I have to get rid of this body.
Whatever's going to make the answer better, I feel like.
I don't know. I just like drive it somewhere and throw it away.
That is a terrible answer. I'm so ashamed of you. So a real answer that a horror fan should say is, if you have the time, find a crematorium and burn it, because the crematorium will get rid of the bone and the dental records and everything. But if you don't have time for that, you chop it up into small pieces, you burn it yourself, and then any bones that remain, you put them through a wood chipper. Come
Yes, I
on,
would
Nick.
always go.
Yeah, but haven't you seen Making
Come
a
on.
Murderer? That's one of the ways that they tried to do it and got caught, theoretically.
So
Well, just be better then.
I feel like there's a few important things that you need to do. One, you can't leave any hair anywhere. So that either needs to be burnt or removed.
Well, that's a problem for me.
Teeth need to go. Teeth are a problem.
Fingerprints.
Blood is was the next biggest problem, and then fingerprints. So you need to remove the fingerprints, the hair, the teeth, and the blood somewhere where it's not going to be found. So preferably in like 4 different places, and they need to have no evidence of it left. So I feel like your best bet is to like cut them open in like the ocean or something like that, and just let the blood go into the ocean.
Ugh.
You gotta haul some teeth out, and you gotta, like you said, run those through a fire somewhere, flush them down the toilet. I don't know.
You two are fucking weirdos, you know that? Both of you. Amanda, Millie, you're weirdos.
You gotta shave all that
Why?
hair off, preferably burn all that hair off, and then take like some harsh acid to the fingerprints.
You,
At that point, that body's unidentifiable, except for by the face. Burn the face a little bit and you're good.
Oh my god.
Just
throw that
use some acid, some lye or whatever it is, right?
Isn't it limestone or lime scale? It'll like help cover up the smell.
it's lie.
Pretty
It's
sure.
lime well.
lye, yeah, and a lot of
And then,
bleach.
like, literally, you could, like, put that body in a car anywhere, no one would be able to identify it.
That's disgusting.
So none of you...
By that
you're
point,
very-
there's not much of the body left, though.
Just put it in real people clothes and, like, sit it in a McDonald's or
Oh
something like that.
no! Traumatize all the kids.
Dress it up like Ronald McDonald and sit him
No,
on the bench.
I knew you were gonna say that.
This is the part of the podcast where we get really dark.
Yeah, I'm the
Now
normal looking
sponsored
one
by
now.
McDonald's.
And Nick's like, oh no, I just display them. We're like, yeah, we're just gonna burn all of its
Burn
identifiable
everything.
You're like
Burn everything.
squeezing them into the ocean and shit. Like, where does
I
that
was
come
gonna
from?
say throw it in the ocean or like wood chipper. I feel that's tame compared to you.
I mean, the other more fun option would be like Viking burial.
Yeah, it's got to be
This-
fire somewhere in there, though.
It's still gonna burn them. And at worst case, they're 100 feet away from shore by the time they, even get hit.
So there you go, Natara. You can tell your friends that.
So we just gave you a multitude of ways.
Yeah,
Some
for
better
a
than
friend.
others.
For a friend.
Let's just hope we're not those bodies. 'Cause that would be incredibly awkward.
Yeah.
All right, so that's actually all the questions that we filtered out from our viewers. If you guys want to ask more questions, you can do so through Twitter at Millionaires Pod. You can go to the website millionaireslounge.com, and there is a Ask Us a Question page. You can do so there.
We also have an email.
Oh, yes.
millionaireslounge.com@gmail.com.
Yeah. So, I mentioned this briefly, I believe, last episode. I don't recall, but part of our episode when we have guests, we're going to do different games for charity. So, This week, we've decided to do trivia. So, I've asked Nick and Amanda to come up with a topic and 5 questions. And Glitter and I have come up with a topic and 5 questions. And whomever gets more correct of these questions will donate a set amount to the charity of our choices or their choices. So we've chosen to donate to the MS Society. And I'll let Glitter go ahead and explain why or what they're about.
So my grandmother actually had MS basically all my life, almost all her life. And she has now passed away, so we decided that if we donate to our charity, we're going to donate $5 for every question, and we're going to donate it there in memory of her.
Also, for those who aren't aware, MS is multiple sclerosis.
Yes.
All right. And Amanda, Amanda and Nick, what was the charity you guys decided to donate for?
So I decided for Nick because he was busy that day. So we're playing for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, which is breast cancer research, because my mom had breast cancer and died 10 years ago from breast cancer. So we'll do the same thing. We'll do $5 per right answer and donate to that.
We're actually going to leave links wherever we can.
Yeah.
So if any of you want to donate, then you'll have links on where to go to do that.
Yeah. By no means don't feel obligated,
Nope.
but it's appreciated, I'm sure, by every sense. All right, so we're going to let you guys go ahead and ask us first, so that way you have the score to beat when we reveal ours.
Let's get ready to rumble!
So go ahead, and what is the topic for your guys' trivia?
So you probably could have guessed this, but because it's Nick and I, we picked horror films.
Okay.
We tried to make them not too difficult, but if you don't ever watch horror, then it's going to be kind of hard. So Nick's going to ask you guys the questions. So
yeah, we don't watch it. We don't watch any horror, but I've got a good general knowledge of almost everything.
I figured you would. I think I actually said that to Amanda, that I thought that would be our downfall. So
okay.
All right. So go ahead with question 1.
You want me to start off?
Yeah, you do them all, Nick.
Okay, no problem. What was Leonardo DiCaprio's first horror movie? Da, 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 da,
I didn't know he was in any.
Yeah, that was about my feeling too. Leonardo DiCaprio's first horror movie. Is it Scream?
It is not. It was...
Scream's not a horror movie?
What?
Yeah, it is.
It is. You're thinking scary movie.
No, I'm thinking Scream.
Well, I'm feeling real good now because you guys didn't even remember he was in Shutter Island. But
that's what I guessed, and I got it wrong.
His first one was Critters 3.
Never seen either of those movies.
I didn't even know that either.
I have a feeling you're going to slaughter us at this.
Carry
on. Question 2.
Amanda, come up with a pretty easy one for you next. I think you'll get this one. What was Constantine's first name?
Was it Constantine?
That's his last name.
Is that your answer?
No, we can tell him that. That's his last name. And it's the same in the movie and the comic books, so if you know either one. It's a real generic
your
name.
charity's going to get all of our money.
Is it Steve Constantine?
Totally Steve. No.
I have no clue.
It is John.
John Constantine.
So yeah, super generic name.
And that's where the easy ones end.
Okay.
Yeah, those are supposed to be the easier ones.
That's good.
So also, we're going to donate $5 for every question that we get wrong.
Yeah. So because you're sweeping us, we're going to donate to your charities.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Unless for some reason we get all 3 of these next.
Here comes the championship comeback.
I got a good feeling for you guys here.
God.
I didn't know the answer to this one. I kind of was close, but...
Oh, God.
Which Paranormal Activity movie did not include the original family that the series was about?
How many Paranormal Activity movies are there? Like 6?
72.
There's 6, yeah. There's 6.
I would have said 4.
So it's like a complete crapshoot is what it could be.
I'd say 4.
I could say we can comfortably rule out probably the first 2. The 6th one I feel like is probably their comeback to their roots one. So it could be like 3, 4, or 5. So yeah, we literally got a 50-50 chance in my mind.
Let's go 4.
All right, let's go with Paranormal Activity 4.
No, it was 5. But you had really good logic. You had really good logic.
Nice choice.
So it's The Marked Ones is what it's called. And it was in like a completely different country. Didn't have anything to do with the family at all. So
Okay, we were close.
Mhm.
yeah, you had good logic though. I like that.
Yeah. That was Sherlock Holmes stuff right there.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm good at some trivia. Apparently, not so much horror trivia.
You ready for more, or you need a breather?
No, bring them on.
All right.
If we're gonna fail, we're gonna fail bad.
Yeah, you're on the ropes, but you can make a comeback right now. Question number 4. What scary movie has Sarah Hyland been in? That is the older sister from Modern Family.
Like, scary movie?
As in, like, the scary movie series, or as in which horror movie?
Horror movie.
Okay. Oh, God.
Okay, well,
You guys were hoping to guess numbers again, weren't you?
yes.
Conjuring. That's the first thing that came to my head.
Is it Saw 4?
What are you looking at over there? It's not that, but what are you looking at?
He's Googling.
Oh, he's talking
No.
into the microphone.
No, my monitors are here, and then this one has Audacity on it.
So,
Saw 4 was my guess.
Amanda?
The answer is Satanic. It is actually really, really good.
I feel like Satanic would have been a good overall.
Just a random title.
Man, we got what, one question left, or was that the last one?
No, there's one more. You might have a good chance of this one, I think. This is
Yeah,
more
because it's
mainstream.
got multiple answers. Like, there's not one right answer. There's a couple different ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name at least one scary movie each of the stars of Supernatural have been in.
So that's Jensen
just the
Ackles.
brothers.
Yeah, Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. So a horror film that each of them have been in. They're not in the same one. I'll give you that hint.
That's not a hint.
So you're saying they're not in the same one? I'm assuming they're in a series.
No.
Okay.
No, they're not in the...
Unrelated.
The two brothers aren't in the same movie.
Two unrelated one?
Yeah.
Because I don't know the answer, and at this point it's lost, Home Alone 3.
No. Can you tell if it's like... Wait, there should be newer movies, right?
I mean, what came to mind was the word Twister.
That's not a
I don't
scary
even
movie.
consider that a horror movie.
I don't even know what it is, and it's literally what came to mind. If I didn't guess Home Alone 3, I was going to guess Sharknado, so...
I really did
Mist.
like Twister, though. I thought that was a good movie.
The
That
Mist?
was a good movie.
I don't know.
The Mist sounds like a good name. Let's go with The Mist.
No, but that's a good guess. I think Jared Padalecki's been in a few, so I don't know all of them, but I know he was in House of Wax with Paris Hilton.
I heard of that one.
Yeah, and then he was also in the reboot of Friday the 13th, which was really good.
Ah,
And then
man,
Jensen
I was actually going to
Ackles.
consider that as a
Were
throwaway
you?
guess.
So Jensen Ackles was in My Bloody Valentine, the newer one, because that's an old movie as well,
Yeah.
and they remade it too. Apparently, horror films you just have to remake them. Nobody ever has a new idea anymore.
I thought that's how that worked. To just rehash the
Yes.
same idea 400 times.
Basically.
That's how there got to be like 43 Saw movies.
Literally.
All right, so we pitched a great big 0 on that.
High five,
That's
Amanda.
okay, because disclaimer, I am terrible at trivia, so
Well,
we
went-
might both teams might get 0.
No, I went what I consider quite easy on you guys.
Okay.
Okay. So our trivia topic for you guys is famous gingers.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So famous gingers.
Nice.
So your first question is, what is the birth name of Chuck Norris?
So I'm only looking for the first name in this case, but if you can get the first and middle name, I will give you a bonus 0.5.
Should we go Charles? That's usually shortened to Chuck. I'm guessing, by the way.
I'm gonna guess that his name isn't even related to Chuck whatsoever. Like, that's probably a stage name, but I don't know that at all. So, your guess is as good as mine, Nick.
Let's go with Charles.
Do
Okay.
you want to make an attempt at the middle name as well for the extra bonus point?
Nard.
That's not a word!
All
Middle
right,
name
so
is
you're guessing-
Wayne.
So Charles Nard, or I guess
Charles Wayne.
Charles Wayne.
You are incorrect.
Ah.
It is
So-
Carlos.
Yes, he's
Carlos.
Carlos Ray Norris.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Way off.
Yes.
Okay, so the next one is, I am a suave ginger musician. Famous for singing about the A-Team, I am often mistaken for Rupert Grint. Who am I?
Singing about the A-Team? Like the old school TV show A-Team?
I don't know, can't tell you that.
Who's that guy, Amanda, that was on Game of Thrones recently?
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. Is that the
You
one?
think it's him?
That's the
He's
only...
too young. He's too young. The A-Team is a really old show.
Yeah, but they remade it, too.
Did they? Shit. I don't know.
If you got a better answer, or...
No. We're going to guess Ed Sheeran.
You are correct.
Oh yeah!
Good job, Nick. That was all you.
Ed Sheeran has a song called A-Team. And
Oh.
I believe, was that the song he was actually... No, there was a different song where Rupert Grint actually was in the video.
Yeah.
So Rupert Grint being the one who plays Ron Weasley in Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
I love Ed Sheeran.
All right.
Gotcha.
So, next one's a simple, straight to the point question. I am the paranoid glasses-wearing kid from the Rugrats. Who am I?
Chucky.
Chucky.
That is correct.
Oh, we are blasting
Love
this.
the Rugrats.
Okay. This famous redhead, originally famous as her role on Star Trek as a female captain of the Enterprise, has now resurged as a character on Orange is the New Black. Who are you?
I know on Star Trek, she is Catherine Janeway. On Orange is the New Black, she's Red, and her name is...
I have no idea. I never watched Star Trek.
Oh, crap. Have you seen Orange is the New Black, though?
Yeah, but I don't know her name. You're lucky I know your name. I don't remember people's names.
Hey,
See, I didn't know who she actually played on Orange is the New Black.
give me a second here.
Talk it out.
Yeah, I suppose I should...
Replay the Orange is the New Black intro in your head.
Hey. Animals. Trap, trap, trap till the cage is full. The cage is full. Man, that's
Either you know it or you don't, Nick. Come on.
Frig, since we're on a... Normally I'd think about this until I got it, but since we're on a podcast, I'm gonna say I don't know.
Give it a random name just so there's an actual guess.
Nora.
Captain Janeway.
Sorry, that's incorrect. The answer is Kate Mulgrew.
Oh, no!
Oh.
I feel so
didn't know
terrible.
that
I
name.
follow her on Facebook, too.
Oh, no.
Couldn't think of it.
All right. So this is the last question, and I love this question. I am living proof that as a Canadian, it is possible to get stoned, hang out with my buddy James, and make movies and be successful. Who am I?
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Yes!
Remake.
So
Nice.
we did.
That Captain Janeway thing's gonna bother me.
You guys got 3 to our 0.
Well, you guys made it way easier. We should have...
Billy made the question.
We made it too hard.
Yes.
We made it too
She
hard.
told me she wanted Ed Sheeran to be an answer, and then I picked out
the rest.
the rest.
I'm shocked that we got that one of all of them, to be honest.
I
if
know.
if he hadn't been on Game of Thrones, I don't think I would have thought of it.
All right, so that means we have to pay out $15. Was that our deciding choice?
No, we were going to do $5 for every question that we got wrong.
Okay. So they would do 10 to ours, we would do 25 to theirs.
Yes.
Is that how we're deciding it?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll make a $25 donation to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. We'll post proof on that in Discord at some point.
Yes. And we'll post it on our Twitter as well.
We trust you.
I know, but I want to
So then-
remain...
So then we're doing 15 to ours and 10 to yours? Because we got
That's
2
it.
wrong? 10 to yours. Okay. I got it.
So,
Can I just pass you a 10? Can I just give you a 10?
Hands it out the window.
That'd be really funny if there was someone sitting beside Amanda that had like a $10 bill and could just pass it through. Suppose for those who are listening, because we don't do visual podcasts, we're in a Skype call right now, so we can see each other. So that concludes the trivia. If anyone who's listening has any ideas for future trivia topics or any other type of podcast game they'd like to see us play, make sure to send those to us on Twitter or through the email or on the website, like with the questions.
Yes.
Okay, last call.
Okay, so before we end this, we want you guys to let them know again where they can find you, where they can find your podcast, how they can get a hold of you.
And anything else that you want to plug or tell people about.
Yep.
You wanted me to
Go,
do
Nick.
that?
Yeah.
You can go to cogpod.net, find all the information you want there. It's very easy. Our Discord, our contact information, and lots of pretty pictures and our podcast.
So everything is in one spot.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
So I just
One-stop shop.
So I just want to thank you guys very much for being our first guests on here. I hope you had a good time.
Don't forget to go
yeah.
check out their podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you go check out the Cog Pod. They are every Sunday usually. Sunday evenings on our time, Sunday afternoonish. And they can, like they said, they can be found at cogpod.net. And, I hope you guys had a good time on our podcast. Congratulations on beating us at trivia.
Thanks for having us on.
You're now forever an answer to a trivia question as well if we ever get famous. So there's that.
Oh, good.
Yay!
And for everyone listening, just want to remind you, you can find us on Google Play, on iTunes, on YouTube, temporarily on SoundCloud, but that'll be going away. Sorry, SoundCloud listeners. You're too expensive.
They are. We had the same issue when we started out. We're like, we're going to do SoundCloud, and then nope.
Yep.
Yeah, if there's enough viewership from there. So SoundCloud people, if you want us to stay on SoundCloud, make sure you listen on SoundCloud.
Yes.
We're incentivizing them. I know it makes it sound so great. With that being said, the Millionaire's Lounge is closed, everybody. I hope you drive safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.